Where are you starting at?
Told him, I said, I'm glad I went and got a Mountain Dew before the meeting now. Because if I stack anything up, I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Which one are you looking at?
Budget, finance, cheat sheet.
Okay.
Get everybody in their mics. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for another beautiful day that you have given us, and also we pray, Lord, you would stay with us throughout these services as we do this city's business, and request safe passage afterwards, and all this we ask in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Go ahead and call the November 24th, 2025 Pottsville City Council meeting to order. Ask the clerk to do the roll call.
Pam Scarver,
Here.
Miranda Blaylock,
Here?
Steve Williamson,
Here.
John Heflin,
Here.
Karen Crothers,
Here.
John Schaefer.
Here. Everyone's gotten a chance to review the October 27 regular meeting minutes. Entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right. Department head reports. Chief Pritchard.
I know.
For the month of October, we had 328 calls for service. From then till now, 233 for November so far. Arrests since last council, we've had possession of controlled substance, misdemeanor, and 2 charges on the possession of drug paraphernalia. And we had 1 residential burglary arrest, and that included that property below it. We've had 6 case reports, 6 motor vehicle crash reports, and we don't currently have any investigations other than what's been ongoing that we've still been working on. There's nothing new. What's the rest of it's already been taken care of. Citations, we had 108 citations for the Pottsville Police Department. We issued 118 warnings. We had 60 citations from the Arkansas State Police. 39 warrants were served, 34 failure to appear issued, and 48 failure to pay warrants issued. We didn't have any training this month. Completed so far the 73 hours of mandatory training. There's a lot more than that, but that's just the mandatory training. Any questions on any of that?
Good. All right. Thanks, Chief. Chief Pritchard.
Since our last meeting, we've had 26 calls for service. That brings our year-to-date up to 366 calls for service. This time last year, we were at 307, so we're still hovering around a 20% increase in call volume. We have 14 total firefighters right now. 3 of them are certified firefighters through the state. Currently have 4 EMTs, 4 indoor paramedics. We do have one of our firefighters that is graduating from the EMT program at UACCM at the end of this month. He would have completed over 240 hours of training to get this times, but we also receive mutual aid 4 different times. You can see on the disposition of each call what we had to provide or what we actually had. As far as training, additional training besides EMT school, we had about 40 hours this month. We had guys participate in a PR event at Hospital Elementary School, and we also had a truck at the Pottsville Truck or Treat. And no gas leak calls secondary to any fiber optic projects, so I believe we finally turned the corner on that. We did receive we are receiving 4 of the 4 SCBAs and the bottles and the mask. They're scheduled to be delivered on December 1st. A couple weeks ago, we had Citizens Martin come out and do the annual flow test and certification for the SCBA back plates. I'm happy to report, and I'm surprised to report that they all passed. We also had our members fit tested to be able to wear the respirator. That's something that we haven't done in a long time that I know of, but while the SCBA rep was there, he brought his machine and got most everybody fit tested. One of the things that we found was one of our smallest guy really requires a large mask, and our largest guy requires a small mask. So that's what happened when we were doing right there. It was an anomaly. I was truly amazed by that. We've got the pump testing for our engines and tankers, and hose tests will be Tuesday, December 9th. I've got to find a place that I'll be able to do that. And then we'll also have all of our SCBA bottles that we currently have. They're over 5 years old, so they're required to be hydrostatically tested. So we'll have our ladders tested and our SCBAs, our bottles hydrostatically tested on Monday, December 1st. All of this testing and certification are requirements or are in preparation of our next visit with ISO. So I know that question was asked last meeting, how do I feel about when they come in? So these are things that we have to meet benchmark-wise to be able to show that we're going through the process of what ISO needs. Any questions?
Good, thank you, Chief.
Reports.
Last council meeting, Public Works has completed 19 shut-offs for non-payment, and 2 of those remain off. 28 work orders at various 15 locations. We fixed 1 main leak on Highway 247, fixed 1 on Howell Road, we cleaned out a ditch on East Ash, and replaced 2 culverts. Installed a new culvert on Day Road. We demoed a cat skid steer with a sweeper to clean off the edge of the road. Replaced 10 missing road signs throughout the city, and then we replaced 3 stop signs. Installed 8 no parking signs on East Birch. Had South River Road restriped, put out a half a pallet of code mix, clean gutters on maintenance shop, and made roof repairs where they were leaking. Decorated Potsdam for Christmas, and we'll be hanging the Christmas wreaths this week. And there's 4 dogs caught this month, and there's 4 still in the Questions?
Thanks, sir. Code enforcement.
I've had 11 code cases going on over on Edmondson. 114. The owner has come up from Mississippi and has demolished both the double wide and the single wide. It's all been cleaned out and it's stacked up. I'll send pictures out tomorrow to all the council members. Somebody had gotten in there over the weekend. I talked to both state, the fire department, and the police department. Somebody went in and torched the double wide, and so we don't know what's going on there. So that's still in the works. But it's all, there's nothing else that's been damaged, just that it was burned up. 504 Pine Ridge, which is right on the corner, is completely clean. They've got 1 roll off in there right now, and it'll be finished and hopefully out of there by the end of the week. 27th. It's not been touched, and I've sent a letter to the county attorney, and it should be going out sometime next week, along with 2452. It's the same thing, they got a dilapidated house, and it'll be all taken care of. 5880, which is CNC, he's done a great job. He's got a new roof on the house. He's put up barricades between the pit and the front of the building. He's not done with it, but he's continuing to work on it. Permitting, we had one permit for HVAC and one inspection also for the HVAC. I'll be sending out emails this next week for business permits, somewhere between 75 and 100. I wrote one citation for trash, and my goal is by the first quarters to be certified as a code enforcement officer and as a building code enforcement officer at the end of the second quarter. I also have 9 lights left. I've been working with Entergy citywide that need to be repaired, and Entergy's well aware of that, out of about 60. Any questions?
Sir?
Why are you looking over here?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job, man, thank you. Folsom Cleveland.
Okay. I didn't give everybody handouts, just for the record, so.
Nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed,
Not with
okay.
this.
Okay. Was contacted, Gary Penman has been helping us with the grocery store throughout, and he happened to be down there at the right time last week, and a family came down and asked if they could use the Falls and Sinclair building for their family Thanksgiving. So we've had it officially rented and used. Since it's not finished, we decided that just a donation would be the best way to go this first time, and so they made a donation towards the grocery store. And they already, I think, want to do it again next year, right, Gary?
They want to be penciled in for the 22nd of November next year.
So,
And there's other people that are interested in doing it, and I couldn't get anything finalized because we have to get through with the Christmas thing first. And then I'll coordinate with the committee on what events you guys have coming up, so I can work around that.
that's it for the grocery store building, but we will have the event for the Christmas event. All of our vendors, or the majority of them, will be inside the building, and we'll have it all decorated up, and we'll also be using the bank for Santa Claus to set up in there. So we've got to figure out a way to get some lighting into the bank. So it's, the event committee is just going above and beyond, and I've been really impressed. I just kind of sit back and provide the keys and do the work because they're above and beyond me on decorating and doing all that, so, that's all.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to old business.
Planning and zoning.
We don't have any.
Okay.
Moving on to old business, first item will be the 0.5%. Just for the record, we discussed it during our budget workshop, but once again, tabling it. Just going to see, we're going to work with our 1 cent sales tax first, and if it passes, see how that is going, and then possibly bring it back up with some master plans from both chiefs of emergency services. So any discussion or questions on that? All right. Moving on to Highway 64 sewer project. We got Mr. Justin Brandon here, asked to be with us tonight and speak to the council. If you want to come up, sir. We've been talking about the 64 project for a while, long before I was here, and now we're back on it, trying to get things to happen. Just if you want to tell us what was told for you during that time initially.
Well, I'm Justin Brandon with Brandon's Trash. Most of y'all know you. Most of us take the trash out of y'all's life. No ex-husband or ex-wife, but we won't do that. But anyway, Brandon's Trash, we bought that land. I don't remember, I come before this, well, some of y'all do, but I come before the council, I think it was July the something of 2022. And I'm happy, when we bought the land, we met with the Planning and Zoning Commission, y'all know Lake Harris, they're gonna come out there probably when it gets a little drier right now, we can't do that. But, what I'm trying to do is I wanna build my facility there, and I addressed the council on this situation. At Brandy's Trash, we started in 2005. Me and my son picked up my 4x8 trailer that my dad let me use because I was a broker and a joke. And I've done too much checking. They said it had to be boarded up and covered up or you couldn't be legal, but there's still people that don't do it the way that I try to do it. So I try to stay legal with everything. I brought that trailer home, time to get home, hired to drive out and load it out, but I want to restore it because that's where I started. Okay, I started on Pro Mountain and in Pottsville. I've been hauling trash in Pottsville. I started with DC Trash when 247 is a two-lane. I've been nearly hit a lot of times on that two-lane road. It stopped, come this way. Everybody had to come through this way. There was no bypass. I remember when they dug the pond out down there. It's really deep, that one pond out on 247, brought the shell in. I worked for Dick Lawson at the time on the trash. I started my business in 2005 with the dream. And this year, we're going to be right under shy of a $2 million company, gross revenue. This year alone, our sales are over $250,000. There's more than $250,000 above last year in sales. I bought a new truck this year, a new Peterbilt truck. I bought 2 trucks last year. I just unloaded the whole shipment of dumpsters. And I'm not saying this bragging on me. I'm bragging on it takes people, but we give good customer service. Without customer service, we're nothing. Okay, you can drive around in a nice truck, treat people like crap, and you ain't gonna pick up nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. But we try to go the extra mile for our customers. We bought this land because I wanted to be centrally located in Pottsville because we do a lot of stuff in Pottsville. Y'all notice our pins around the city. We do a lot for Pottsville. Matter of fact, Waste Management don't come to Pottsville because of me. Okay? I've got a buddy that's in trash service, David's Trash. He don't come to Pottsville because he said you got that soda. Cards have tried to come to Pottsville because they offer false advertisement of $14, $15 a month. But they don't show you the fine print. This charge, this charge, this charge. When you're looking at your trash can charge, all these fees, and it adds up to be $100 and something. Okay, so our average stopped, and most of y'all have been with me a while. We get $26 a month for the trash service. Some of y'all are like, well, I don't get paid that much. Well, that's because we do a grandfather deal. In other words, like Miss Carver over here, we pick up her dad's trash. We've been picking it up. She's old. I mean, you know.
Go ahead.
We've been picking up their trash for a long time. And, well, they've been with me a while. So it's kind of like, hey, you've been with me a while. She may have started out when the rates were 15, 16 a month. Now, she's more than that now. But we kind of do a process. You sign up today, it's 26, but when we go up to 27, you're still 26, and then we raise you up slowly. So an instant like 26, 20 people that are 24 or 23, they raise up to 24, which is about $2 difference. We want to put our facility in Pottsville. I've addressed this at council, and some of them's new on this, but not. And this is what I want to do. Out here on 247, yeah, right out here, that guy that.
I'm sorry, where you wanting to build?
Well, I'm building over here.
My
On
apologies.
247, this, storage place. You know how they got the nice covers? You park RVs. We're not gonna go to that extreme, but it will be nice. We're gonna have probably 8 slots. We've got 5 trucks. They'll park our trucks. That's for 2 reasons. Keeps them out of the sun, keeps them, we wash our trucks every week. Every week. If you wanna see the wash tickets, it goes from anywhere from $150 to $260 a week to wash our trucks. Our trucks don't go in and out of landfills. They may have to. LRS may sell out, and if they do, they may close us down. But we wash our trucks every week. We try to keep clean. So we're gonna have something similar to that on the backside of the property. But on half of the property, we wanna put our facility. A 2-bay garage that you can work on trucks, a nice office, possibly a place where we can wash out. Now, when I say wash out, we scoop out our trucks and throw it in trash cans. We're not gonna be washing trash. We have to wash the backside of the truck, because if you don't wash the backside of the truck, I can't stand to drive, okay? So we're gonna have something like that, something to put our dumpsters. We're gonna start with half of that land. What I wanna do is I've told, Mr. Tankersley, and now I visit with Mr. Gray about this, I want to do on the other half of that land, develop it. And if I can get the sewer like I want to, see if you have to have 3 acres or so. If you got sewer, you have a building, a place that's right beside us. I'd love to buy some more land there and buy to the interstate. Some of them houses are, they're older. The guy behind me is a really nice guy, but I mean, the land blocks a lot of stuff, but the trees. But, with that said, I'm not downgrading them, they're good people. But I'd like to build my building on that, side of it, something that's nice. I've told the council this time, you can go where I park my trucks now, if we keep it neat, we keep it clean. We do have, washer and dryers on site, but what we do is keep possible clean. We have some of y'all's residents call my refrigerator. There's nobody that will go around and pick it up, but Brandon's goes around, because I got a Tommy big truck. We pull up to Pam's house, she got a fridge back up, loaded up, haul it off, then we haul it to metal to recycle. We do charge a small fee, but that's what, we don't let it get out of hand, what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna do that. On the other side, I would be interested in putting something like at Burris Vending. I was thinking about that. Gonna bring that for you. They have a triplex. It's office, garage at the very back. You can turn in, and then we wanna have 2 more buildings here. So a total of 5 structures on this property if we can. And maybe the fronts, we have 2 garages, or garage doors and a shop, something like, so 5 properties that we can have other business possible. Now, I'm asking the council, to do what they said they were gonna do and get the sewer over to our property. Now, I have been asked by Mr. Tankersley, hey, you willing to pay? If I'm willing to pay for it, I'll just rather get sewer system, and it's just gonna be my building. But the land is paid for, okay? Everything there is paid for. We're wanting to get started. We bought that land a while ago, and we've been at this, and now I'm at a point now where my business is growing. Where I'm at, I'm parking at Alpha Countertops, that's my sister-in-law place, we're kinda outgrowing it. So I'm gonna either have to haul more shell in there, build me a bigger parking space, I'm gonna do it if possible. So I'm asking the council to try to approve this sewer, so we can get more business. Now, it's gonna be a staged process, it's not gonna be, because I'm not a millionaire, it's not gonna be overnight. Gonna get our building built, it's gonna go, then we go. Now, as far as, the finances of Brandon's Trash, I try to keep my bills down. I mean, out of my 5 trucks, 2 of them are paid for. The other 2 that I bought last year, they're $230,000 trucks. I owe $90,000 on one and $100,000 on another. So we're good at managing our money. But so that's what I'm trying to tell the council. When I get this, where I can settle it, then we're gonna start another LLC, Brandon's property or something for that other stuff. And we'll probably start that when we build the building, because we'll lease it to that. But I'm asking the council to try to get moving on this, because it was promised to me, this is what we're doing. Some of y'all wasn't the ones that promised it, but you're all on the council. So can I answer any questions?
For me, it's, and I was one of them, that, I'd like to have a long-term commitment to where we don't supply sewer, then you have a reason to sell it, which I don't think you're going to.
Sir, I got so much money invested in that.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna Crow Mountain.
But
If
you
I
see it
sell
from the city.
I'm not selling the land. If I sell
But
my
I'm
land-
ready to move forward with it as long as we can justify the expense of it by no means. I mean, I'm ready to go.
Well, there's other properties there that needs the sewer on the city.
I think we need sewer in more places than what we've ever had.
I understand, and it's a small
Yeah.
family, I'm not trying to ask a favor or something.
What kind of timeline do you think you got on the,
Well, I've got people.
on the
calling
other
me.
half,
Huh?
on your other half?
I don't know, we have to take it a step at a time.
I get that.
You know, I started out in 2005.
That's not a bad answer.
I gotta take it a step at a time. We don't know what the economy's gonna do.
Yeah.
If the interest rate doing what it's doing, you know, I chose to pay, instead of having a big savings, I chose to pay for some of my stuff up front to avoid interest. You ever listen to Dave Ramsey? He tries to tell you, you know, if you
Yeah.
owe the bank, you don't really owe nothing. But, also, I don't like these 60.
What's your timeline on building Brandon's trash service over there?
As soon as you get me approved.
Okay.
I've got a couple contractors that are like, man, they call me every week. One of them y'all work with, Mr. Gates. Y'all know him? Or he said it may not be Gates, I'm sorry, I can look it up on my phone.
That's what we do.
And then another one is, he's out of Russellville, but I've not got no prints or nothing, because I'm waiting on y'all to give me the approval. When you give me, if you get the approval and I know it's going, hopefully by spring we can try to work now.
What I think.
And my banker said he's ready to go on that too.
What I think, Mr. Brandon, the city would like to see, this is a part of our master plan. I think prior to us locking down an engineering service, which I have the quotes for, we discussed that. We're ready.
Is the
But
quotes what they're telling me, or is it,
It's pretty expensive,
it's a lot more than
Yeah.
the 52?
Yeah.
Is that gonna get that to the road? Is that what they're gonna do? And is my problem to be to bore through the road and get to it, or how's that gonna do?
Well, depending on council's decision, what I was getting at is, we're gonna bore across from the post office, across the road, put you a manhole there. Since it's a part of our master plan, I've attached that on this sheet as well, a drawing, for what would be done for Mr. Brandon. And then, if you flip to the next page, they've also showed us how that would play out into our master plan, getting sewer across there for this commercial district that we're planning for. I think as a city, just the circumstances, I believe prior to us, and this is the council's decision, but I would say prior to us locking this number in and doing this, I think that we would like to see you get your architectural plans together.
We can do that.
We'll get you through planning and zoning, and then we can probably set something up the night that you'll be here for our city council. We'll have the engineering service inspected.
We're not gonna go, we're planning to do red iron, or something like that, something that's gonna be, if you've ever seen the one that's down there, right there past, Pottsville Assembly, I like the, Russellville, River Valley Glass, it's got the cedar look. We want something that's appealing to the eye.
Right.
We're gonna have it fenced off, to keep an honest thief out.
Right.
But we got a good police department that takes care of all
That's
that.
right. That's
Anyway, but with that said, I just need to know before I start spending money if it is. Now, if it's not too much, and Mr. Blaylock, you asked about when you're around, I've been asking, I have had two companies this year want to buy me in, but they want to offer me scraps, and I'm not for selling scrap. Okay, I got a good company, why would I want to throw something away that I built for? We believe the River Valley, I've lived here all my life, I'm not planning on going nowhere. But if we do go, that's gonna be a separate building, Brandon's trash will not own that. So if we sell out, the properties will still be there, because I gotta retire someday.
There you go. Council, is that how we wanna move forward and look at it?
I think we ought to move forward with with the architectural plans, and,
You just want drawings.
as if we're going to approve it, well, we gotta have something to approve.
Okay.
That's my opinion now.
And you said that what's in this, I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to
Because we
get through
did talk
everything.
about it. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
mean to
no,
talk about it.
you're okay.
Yes, so on the north side of 64 there,
We-
that
we-
red square is his.
Yes,
And that is just a portion of that whole west side. That's in our comprehensive master plan to extend our utilities and our infrastructure that way anyway, for a commercial district. That's our C3 zone.
so we would take it to the north side of 64 where his property is,
Yes, ma'am.
and put in a manhole, and then from there he would hook up to it.
Yes, ma'am. And then,
We would also have access on that north side for any other,
And then we
Future
could
expansion.
expand, because that's what's the next drawing, okay.
and it'd be substantially lower.
We're looking
in
at
the future.
covering 50-something acres of commercial land with
Yes.
sewage.
Yes. So,
Well, before I talked to Mr. Blaylock, about a month or so ago, I guess it was, when he first took over Mr. Tanker's place, but.
no, wait a minute, I'm Blaylock.
Mr. Gray.
I didn't talk to you, but again, I talked to Mr. Gray, let me rephrase that, about a month or so ago, he wanted me to come here, but I told him I don't mind to address the committee or the council, but I want to move forward, but as a small business, I'm not a waste management, I don't have a lot of money, but my banker told me if we want to build a building on me, all I gotta do is say, we're done.
yes, sir. I think once we, just for a safety standpoint from the city, how we discussed is, we get those plans, we get you approved through planning commission, then we'll get
Okay, so we're not gonna build too big of a building. I know Mr. Williamson probably knows something about that. We don't wanna have, where you have to have sprinkler system and stuff like that. It's just gonna be a shop. It's not gonna be a really mechanic shop. It's more of a maintenance shop, kinda like what y'all have, to grease your trucks and maybe change tires.
Yes, sir.
Stuff like that. It's gonna have the office the sewer, if we wanted to put like a, I guess it's Frank Griffin Oil's got the hospital car wash now, like a spill so we can wash can we do something like that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was gonna tell you, after this, if you'll get with John, and, he'll get you some things that we'll need for planning commission, and then he's also do the inspections and stuff, and he'll walk you through.
This is my first rodeo, but I know y'all are, councilmen that I know consider y'all friends. Even Mr. Pope.
What do you mean, me?
Anything else, council, before we move on?
I know.
You gonna put one of your new trucks in the Christmas parade?
I wanted to put one in Russellville, but they wouldn't let me do it, because
I think we can let him,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you?
we can get you in there.
Yeah.
We'll get you in there.
Yeah.
We'll get you in there.
Yeah.
when is it?
December 6th.
I'll send you some stuff.
I've got to run Rouse that week. Try to work it, 'cause
Okay.
I got a guy going in surgery, but anyway, I appreciate y'all listening.
Thank you,
to me,
Mr. Brandon.
and,
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Before I leave, I know y'all got other stuff to do. Anybody want to have, you want to have this one?
Well, yeah, if it's free, it's for me.
That's very good, fine.
It's free, it says, let's go Brandon on it. Which one you want? What color? I'm gonna give you a choice.
I tell you, what you got? I'm gonna take a gray one.
I don't think he'll get it back.
Black with gray, I
I
think it's
think
fine.
he'll probably get it back.
Now, Pam, you need one to take home.
I know your dad, do you? Yes. Does he still live?
What are you gonna have with those?
Here, sit on top of my bag. You got it?
Anybody else?
I didn't know you had brown.
One color.
No, I'm,
You can swap with me.
Don't slap your neck and have it closed. No, I'm just kidding. What do you need?
That's one, first one right there. Yep.
I'll take one of my son.
Whichever one you want. You want one, John?
I've got one.
I know you do.
just so you know, it's not bribery here.
That's right. Hey, good point.
This is not bribery.
Hey, I got a joke to tell y'all before I leave. Y'all-
Let's hear it.
Y'all like it, good town?
Yes, sir.
There's this guy went deer hunting, he goes deer hunting, brought it home, and he said, I killed a deer, and got it in the packing house and it's hamburger meat. She said, you know the kids ain't gonna eat that. He said, yeah, watch it. He said, you just make them burgers. So they made him some burgers. Little Sally and John said, it was pretty good. Dad said, you know, that's not cow, that's something else. So, well, I'm gonna give you a hint, it's what your mom calls me. She threw it down, she said, we're eating ASS holes. So, y'all be good.
Thank you, Mr.
Anybody
Raymond.
want that?
Okay, moving on to new business. Item number one, we need to discuss, the water department selling a 2015 Dodge Ram 2500. We'd like to put that on Gov Deals. We don't have the new bids yet. We have one, but I'd like to have at least 3 state bids before we make a selection for the new vehicle. However, this truck is, how long has this been in our fleet? So it,
If we sell it, do we have coverage for another truck until it gets replaced?
yeah, I think we'll be pretty set. It's time for it to go. No AC, no heat. It's got some issues that will cost us. I think more money has been dumped into it right now than what it's actually worth, so.
If we sell it and it takes us X amount of time, we're covered.
So,
I make a motion, we sell the truck.
motion,
Second.
got a motion, got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right. Item number 2, I have laid the audit
That's the next
findings for 2023 and 2024 on everyone's desk. We didn't have any demerits. We did have some supplemental findings, a total of 12. And I've also attached each memo for corrective action from myself, Holly did one, and Chief Pritchard done one. And Tabby.
Has all the issues causing these been
Yes, sir. Yes, we've implemented several things prior to us actually getting these findings back that have already worked themselves out. A lot of them have been, as far as some timely deposits, there was a couple misclassifications, and then also I think in '23 there was a receipt book that wasn't titled, which has been corrected as well. But there was no findings that we would have to report for. It's just all supplemental kind of common practice situations that we had to correct. But most of them have worked themselves out.
So is there a timeline on having them all worked out?
I think, what is the one that we didn't get to, it will be next month. The one that we did get was the petty cash fund for
Okay.
the police department. That's a resolution that we will get passed
Okay.
next month. I believe that's the only one that we don't have an answer for, which,
More reports,
what's that?
more reports, the balance sheet.
Yes, I brought that tonight, actually, the revenue bond, they give it to us on a yearly basis, but the council should get that, and we should be able to prove that
Okay.
with a leg audit, which I broke that down, tonight. So, if there's any other.
So everything on their findings is under control and being taken care of?
Yes, sir.
Are these pretty basic things,
Yes, sir.
or is this an anomaly?
They're pretty basic, findings. There was nothing substantial. It's really just kind of attention to detail, ensuring that we're making timely deposits, and then also, the receipt books, the mail, we have to do manual receipt books, and they got to have whatever fund it is titled on those. It can't just be a general open receipt book. Now, for chief, what was yours, chief? I'm blanking on.
Signature stamp.
Signature stamp. That was for the judge.
Yeah, on the sign, and stamping his name, because, but we've changed that, now I take him to his office and he'll sign it.
Right. And Deidre needs,
Secret or Jacob's one needs to do an order to designate who signs it. It says as order's supposed to be by the presiding judge, me and whoever the other person is, that is authorized.
and this is for the police bond and fine account.
Okay.
It's, here, it's a separate, and any questions?
On number 7, on the cash disbursements, journals were not properly maintained to include all disbursements and were not reconciled to total. The disbursements, how much off were we? It's the one that's in a, looks like this. Or did they say how much off?
No, that's something that I had implemented prior to. We're doing reconciliations every week,
Okay.
but, they didn't give us an exact.
On 8, there's a cash receipt journal is not properly maintained. Do we?
You said number 8?
8, second line item.
Yeah, I believe it's the same thing, not properly maintained. It goes back to, the policy and procedures that we're following now. Two-person integrity, also having a reconciliation on a weekly basis, not, I think it's just kind of, common practice things that we fixed now that this shouldn't happen. We have several measures. We passed, we got 2 or 3 different forms now internally that we're using to reconciliate. Also, that was what Holly had mentioned. We need to do from the, financial software, CenterPoint, we need to bring in the balance reports as well from that.
And then number 10, about and the social security and the Medicare wages and the taxes, that's been corrected, so it's not gonna affect anybody's,
This was, yeah,
It was on me.
okay.
And from what I understand, I called my accountant, and if it's been changed, then it should not affect me. But if it hasn't, then it will.
Do we, pay the fire department back their $4,000?
Randy, you're gonna have to touch on that one.
No, because we did not owe that. There was an argument on how the taxes were done, the way she was figuring it and the way I was figuring it. And I took it up to the CPA and I got three different opinions. But that would turn all that stuff in. So I did it right. So it was just a difference of how she thought it should be done. But she went along with what they said, that I was doing it right, since that we did not owe that fire department like that.
But it's still in her report.
Huh?
But it's still in the report.
She did not change it.
So her opinion didn't change.
But she agreed to,
Even though she said yes, but she would not change it.
so even though she,
Never showed her.
even though she agreed to the CPA, you go. Do we have it in writing that she said that?
Which number,
But this was a brand new audit. This was her first audit. It was a 2-year audit, that's why it took so long. So she was very, and the receipt book was the St. Clair receipt book, because I don't do a lot of receipts in that, and I had stamped it St. Clair, but she wanted it just like my other receipt books, which, you know, they're just done by a printing company, not bought from Walmart.
Okay.
yeah, we need to get something in writing for that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'd
Just say
like
that
to,
we're okay. Get something from Nikki.
so it doesn't come back and get us later, even though you've got the agreement from her.
But no, we do not. Now, if she would have said yes, she would have forced me to pay that money back by all means. But, no, we do not owe that money. And I can show you on this council what I'm talking about. And deposits that were not done timely was the fire department. Because I wait until we get a sum instead of doing 1 or 2. You know, we just wait until we got several. But even if it's just one, it was deposited weekly.
Yeah.
Any more questions for that? Okay, moving on to item number 3. So, we discussed this during the budget workshop. There's 2 CDs, one currently at $62,645.43. And then we have another that is $31,292.34. We had originally discussed during the budget workshop to split those and maybe put some towards the street. Considering with what we'll potentially do, I think that we direct all $93,937 into our sewer expansion fund, which actually, with this, I would like to just go ahead and, for the record, get a okay from the council to open our sewer expansion fund. So that rollover money each year that's not used, we can put into that and continue to build on. Just help us for future projects like what we're planning to do here soon, but versus, I was gonna recommend the 31,292.34 go into the street fund, but I'm gonna recommend that we put all 93, almost 94,000 into the sewer.
When does that,
They mature in March. One's March 17th, 2026. One's March 23rd of 2026. So without any penalties, I didn't get the exact numbers on the penalties, but, you know, a couple months, I think that we just direct them all into that sewer expansion. If there's any discussion or anything.
that would just be moved into our, what do we have budgeted for next year as,
We're
For
getting
expansion.
80 as well. Yeah.
so that would just roll over on top of that 80,
Yes, sir.
because we really haven't done any of that this year, have we?
I think we had 76,000 so far. Yeah. Yeah, 76 left. So first, entertain a motion to open a a sewer expansion fund.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, and then for the purposes of the CDs, entertain a motion to move the $93,937 into the sewer expansion account.
In March when they,
In March, once they mature.
Sure.
Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. Okay, for purposes of audits, we need to either, you have to let me know, approve or disapprove a raise or to keep
What?
the retirement the same for previous Mayor Jerry Williams and City Clerk Carlos Teeter.
What's the trend been? Have they been staying the same
They
every year?
stay the same every year.
Make a motion, so they can stay.
Got a
I'll
motion?
second.
Got a motion, got a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, item number 5, this will be the first reading only, but this is ordinance number 2025-6. This is our ordinance and adoption, which will be the adoption of the 2026 budget. Going to attempt to have the first reading tonight. I just wanted to make sure prior to that everyone had a chance to look out the email and see all the changes that we made after our workshop. I think one of the major things that I put in the email was the new truck expense. We discussed with Chief Perry will be starting at $70,000 to prepare for a new fire truck purchase in the future.
That's what I'm trying to catch up with.
If there's no objection, I'll ask the clerk to conduct the first reading of ordinance number 2025-6 by title only.
An ordinance providing for the adoption of general, street, fire, police, water, and sewer, and the park budgets for the city of Pottsville, Arkansas for the 12 months beginning January the 1st, 2026, and ending December the 31st, 2026, appropriating money for each item of expenditure therein provided for declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
That was the first reading of ordinance 2025-6 by title. Moving on to item number 6, ordinance number 2025-7. This is an ordinance for adoption of the amended 2025 budget. After the workshop last week, I've attached the ordinance as well with the proposed amendments and which line items they will be transferred from to correct the over expenditures. The first is $33,689.18 over in the street fund for the street paving expense. The next is $14,859.57 in the water and sewer for retirement expense. And the general, $5,953 out of the general fund for police clothing.
Really cost $12,000 to close?
What's that?
It cost $12,000 for police clothing in a year?
Was it the turnover that got us there?
That was for the three guys that were playing. For 3 people.
$12,000 for 3 people?
With a few, Kevin got 1 or 2 uniforms. That was about it.
How much does it cost a uniform, an officer?
They're over $100 a piece for each piece. So if you do Class A uniform and Class B uniform, you're looking at, in shirts alone, short and long sleeve, $600 a person. And then 3 pair of pants each, that's another, $900. Then you got the pants to go with it, 3 pairs of each one of those. So we don't work more than 3 days in a run, so that's why I only go with 3.
How long do they usually last if they don't have to get out through and brush to chase somebody down or something like that?
Well, so far, we've had, uniforms that we're running, what we've run on about 4 years on now. So,
And just inform us, some of us actually go buy our own stuff too. I mean, you really would be surprised at how much the wear and tear of the vests, everything touches snags and rips them and things.
This includes the vest?
Sir?
The 12,000 includes the vest?
oh no, well, that's just uniform shirts, they're just shirt and pants.
We're going back to 6,500 next year, and that's gonna cover it?
I should have that turnover next year.
Yeah.
It was an unexpected hit right there with, having to buy all 3 sets.
For the water and sewer, the reason the transfer is so large to cover that is also to cover the rest of the retirement expenses throughout the end of this year. That will have to pay.
I think we need to ask, because I just was wondering the same thing. The first reading of the ordinance just a minute ago, do we not need to vote before moving? Okay, all right.
We're not adopting anything, just first reading.
Just the reading,
It's,
okay.
I just want to give us, as much time as we can next month, we'll probably vote.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to get it to where we're not doing emergency clause on all of them, and we do it over 3 readings.
Yeah.
Which is, this one, for the sake of the time frame, this one will have the emergency clause. So. if
But it'll be
there's-
2 meetings instead of all at the same one, at
Right.
least.
So if there's not any objection, I'll ask the clerk to have the first reading of ordinance 2025-7 by title only.
An ordinance providing for the adoption of amended general, street, and water and sewer budgets for the city of Pottsville, Arkansas for the 12 months beginning January the 1st, 2025, and ending December the 31st, 2025. Appropriating money for each item of expenditure, therefore provided for, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
This is the first reading of ordinance 2025-7. Need a motion to suspend the rules for the second and third readings by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. Ask clerk to do roll call.
Pam Scarber,
Yes.
Brenda Blaylock,
Yes.
Steve Williamson,
Yes.
John Heflin,
Yes.
Karen Crothers,
Yes.
John Schaefer.
Yes.
Need a motion to adopt the ordinance 2025-7.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. Ask clerk to do roll call.
Pam Scarber,
Yes.
Randall Blaylock,
Yes.
Steve Williamson,
Yes.
John Heflin,
Yes.
Karen Crothers,
Yes.
John Schaefer.
Yes.
Entertain a motion to enact the emergency clause of ordinance 2025-7.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. Ask clerk to do roll call.
Pam Scarber,
Yes.
Randall Blaylock,
Yes.
Steve Williamson,
Yes.
John Heflin,
Yes.
Karen Crothers,
Yes.
John Schaefer.
Yes.
Okay. Move on to any council comments.
I
Make a motion, we have executive session for employee.
Got a motion for an employee?
Or employee issue or expenses, however you wanna word it.
Got a motion? Go into executive session.
Second,
All those in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay.
Do we need to take anything with us?
I think so. You're obligated to stay here and entertain.
So, I'll turn the mics back on.
I got these three, Holly.
Turn your mic back on.
I can get those on the other side. Okay, we need a motion to go back into regular session.
Make a So moved. motion.
Got a motion, got a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We're now back in open session. No action was taken in executive session, so we'll carry on. If there's any public comments, do we have any? Okay, with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a
Second.
motion, got a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank y'all.
I think these are the ones that we're gonna be over for the.
I think,
I have
but
no idea.
listening to it last time, it
I got confused.
seemed more than what, here in the budget, it seemed like,
Cause this looks like more than what we had in the other stuff, so,
I thought we talked about more than what's on here.
yeah,
That's,
yeah.
put my pen back, Pam.
What?
Put my pen back where I found it.
Oh, okay. Turn your mic off now so we can save those back.